And good afternoon, and again, it's time for Coach's Corner, and our pleasure today speaking with the girls soccer coach from Artesia High School, Mr. Tim Trentham. How you doing, Tim?
Doing well, thank you.
Well, how was your summer?
Summer was pretty good. I did a little bit of traveling and mostly just worked in the off season with some of the girls during the summer and spent home time with child and my wife.
Well, that's great. Well, again, fill us in. Who is your wife, and what does she do? And tell us about your child.
My wife is Julie Trentham. She teaches special ed at an elementary school up in Roswell. We just had a daughter last year, so over the summer she was starting to get up and move around on us.
There you go.
Having to chase the little terror around. So.
What's her name?
Her name's Evan.
Evan. Well, that's a great addition to any family when you have
yes.
that first one.
Very, very happy.
Well, Coach, where do you teach, and what do you do, and what do you teach?
I teach art up at the high school. Pretty much just do a regular art class, and then I have an advanced placement class up there.
Well, that's great. And you've been here in Artesia how long?
This will be my 5th year.
5th year, and with the girls soccer program?
5th year as well.
5th year as well. So, and you've been the head coach, I believe, for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yes, this will be my 3rd year as head coach. I have 2 years under the belt. So.
Well, I know the soccer season has got off to a good start so far this year, and you have played several games. Let's kind of go back and review what you've done this year. I know you started your year up at the Goddard tournament.
We actually started at our tournament here at home.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong. Yes, at the very top. There's the Artesia tournament. I missed that one, Coach. Yeah, you started here at the Artesia tournament. Tell us kind of what went on there.
We've had it for the past several years now. We pull in quite a few teams. In the past, we've had upwards of 24 teams. This year, it was down to just 18 due to budget cuts for some schools. But we did fairly well. We were a young crew starting out. Have a lot of girls that are brand new to the program, and we lost quite a few varsity players last year. So we had a young group and went 1-2 in that tournament. We're successful in our win, and the other losses were fairly tough for us.
Who did you beat?
We beat Chaparral.
Chaparral. And after that tournament, then you made your way up north of Artesia there to visit with the Goddard Rockets and their tournament up there. But before we talk about that, let's talk a little bit more about your home tournament. I know when you have 18 teams come in, it takes a lot of cooperation and a lot of help. And I know you've got a group of boosters that really help you out.
Oh, yeah. They're a blessing for us. It's quite a bit to manage. Even for myself, putting on the schedule and getting a hold of all the teams, getting everybody to commit to coming down, getting in touch with the officials, getting everything set up. But as far as helping run the tournament, helping me with things that need to be done around the tournament, because so many teams need water, so many teams need food, and we, of course, feed our teams. Every team that comes down, we feed them one meal on Friday, so the boosters always gets everything together for that and provides all the players with the meals. So.
Well, I know throughout sports here in Artesia, every sport has their own active booster club, and without them, as you said, running a successful tournament is just almost impossible.
Oh yeah, I'd be killing myself by the end of Saturday. I would probably just have to sleep out there on the field. I wouldn't be able to make it home.
Well, with that many teams coming, is it difficult to locate and have teams commit to come to your tournament?
It was the first year that we set it up, just getting everybody on board with it, and a lot of teams had wanted to come, and then of course teams turn away, and then with the next year, some teams were unsatisfied with the way the tournament went, so they go on to other tournaments, of course, and so you have to find people to replace them. And this year, it's been a lot of the same repeat teams. This year, I had to bring in 2 teams that weren't in the tournament previously, and of course, we lost several from the tournament last year.
Well, I know when you get a reputation of running a good tournament, and with the facilities that we have out there at the Mac Chase, it's not hard to keep some teams in one, and sometimes they just want to come back.
Oh yeah, a lot of coaches are very pleased with the way the tournament's set up. They really enjoy the competition. I don't try and put anybody in matches where they're not going to be competitive.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So coaches really appreciate that. The better teams want that better competition,
sure.
And the teams that are new want to be placed against people that they can develop against.
Exactly. Well, then you went up to Goddard, and you played. How many teams were in that tournament?
That, unfortunately, was only a 4-team tournament. It was us, Goddard and Roswell and Socorro. So, unfortunately, we have already had to see our district opponents already this year. But there wasn't anything really too impressive that we can't build towards, and we will be able to handle at the end of the season.
And after that, you made a trip over to perennial tough Hobbs. Soccer,
oh, yeah.
Girls soccer in Hobbs is a big, big sport,
yes.
and they really put a lot of emphasis on it.
Oh yes, they have an excellent program. They have a really good youth program. They have a club program that fills the gap in between the youth program and the high school program. They have winter indoor soccer. So those girls are playing year-round from the time they're 5 years and up. So they do have an exceptional program over there.
And how did we fare against the Hobbs?
Unfortunately, we were 10-0'd. It was late in the game. Wasn't hoping to concede that many goals to him, but we're a young squad, and whenever you're going up against a team that's very well prepared, sometimes that can cause for a lot of frustration, and I think that's what we saw in the Hobbs game, was just getting down on ourselves a little bit.
Well, you know, as you said, it's tough to play a competition that is close to your level, and some towns have been a perennial power, and you talk about Hobbs and you talk about Carlsbad. I know you went down there last night, but before we talk about that, you took a trip last weekend up to Valencia and Bernalillo. How did we fare up there?
We split. We conceded the game to Valencia, and we beat Bernalillo. Bernalillo had beaten us the past 2 times we matched up against them, so I was very pleased to get that win against them. Valencia, we made a crucial mistake in overtime. It cost us the game. We should have had that game. We just made some mental errors there at the end that cost us, unfortunately.
Well, I know it's kind of good to go on. That was an overnight trip, I'm sure. You didn't go back and forth, and kind of get the girls away from home and have a little bonding experience.
Oh yeah, that's the best. That's definitely the best part about it, is the ride up there, being able to play the match, staying together after the match rather than everybody going home. They kind of get a chance to help each other shake off the cobwebs and shake everything out of their heads, and then they get a chance to go back to the hotel and relax and enjoy themselves. And I really enjoyed the bonding experience for the girls. I think it's a great thing. You bet,
especially with a young team, as you say you have this year. And then last night you took a trip down to perennial tough Carlsbad, and didn't have a bad showing down there.
No, not at all. The past season we lost to them both 8-0 and 10-0. Last night we only lost 4-0, which is a great thing for our program. I thought the girls played exceptionally well. We had our backs against the wall for a lot of the game, but we really toughed it out and really kept them from scoring as much as they can score. So they did a good job.
Well, that's great, and I know you probably will have. I haven't looked that far ahead in your schedule. Have a home match with Carlsbad.
Oh yeah, and we always play them tougher here. So.
Well, I see coming up, you have this weekend, September the 11th. You play Alamogordo. You play Silver in Alamogordo, and then you turn around and play Deming in Alamogordo. So you're going to play a doubleheader.
Oh yeah, it's just one of the things that kind of, just for the sake of helping out our budget, we try and put those 2 games in there, and we get down there in the morning and play Deming, and turn around in the afternoon and play Silver, and it's always a good trip for us. Sometimes playing back to back can work out in your advantage because you're already anticipating each other and know what each other's going to do on the field, and you're not having to spend that first 10 minutes, 15 minutes in a game getting used to each other and getting fired up.
And how do you come about to arrange a deal like that? You must have pretty good relationships with Alamogordo to use their facilities.
Yes, Alamogordo's been great. They provide us with officials and they provide us with the facilities. That's always nice of them, and as well as supplying us with cleanup crews to come over there after we're done and make sure everything's taken care of. Yeah, it's great. And we just split with Deming and Silver, who pays for the officials.
Oh, okay, I see. Well, that saves on your budget, too. You don't have to go all the way to Deming all the way to Silver City.
And they appreciate it, too. It's quite a ways to travel.
Exactly. Well, let's take a moment here to talk about the girls that you do have on your team that are your senior leaders. Who are your senior leaders this year?
This year we have, starting in the back at goalkeeper, we have Jessica Guillen, who's new to the program this year, but has really come out and showed quite a bit at keeper position. In the middle, we have Cambry Crouch, who's returning for her 4th year in the program, and this will be her 3rd year on the varsity squad. Above her at stopper, we have, J.C. Falkenberry is a junior. Let's see. And then we have Brianna Garcia, who is a senior this year, forward, and Lacey Evans, who's a forward this year.
Well, so you do have some experience back with your younger girls, and I know that's a great help whenever you start your year, to have some of that senior leadership and show the younger girls how hard you got to work to be successful.
Yep.
Well, Tim, we do appreciate you coming in and talking to us this afternoon. We'll probably talk to you a couple of more times before your season is over, and we want to say good luck to you when you go over to Alamogordo this weekend and take on Deming and Silver City. And then you have dates with Clovis, Carlsbad, Clovis, Goddard. Well, the thing,
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
get any
almost
easier.
over.
Does it? And with a three-team district, as you said, it just goes very quickly.
Oh, yes,
So
it does.
we will talk to you again throughout the season. Again, we appreciate you coming in, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Pleasure's always. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.